Today we are in Hayden, Idaho, and we are going to talk about 5 specific reasons. There may be more, but 5 reasons why you might want to reconsider or consider before moving to the Hayden, Idaho area, city of Hayden, Idaho area in the North Idaho community. These are not typically all my points of view, but these are concerns that I get, and so I wanted to just talk about them today. So we're going to chat a little bit about some of these negatives and at least put it out there and let you decide if it is a concern or not. So let's get after it right now. Hi, if this is your first time to the channel, then go ahead and subscribe below, tap the bell, do me a favor and subscribe. Feel free to leave some comments, like and share our videos. We try to upload or try to come to you every week with 1 or 2 videos that talk about the North Idaho area. I get calls and texts all the time, people wanting to move to the North Idaho area with different questions or concerns and trying to figure out if it might be the place for them. Hi, I'm Reed Wilson with Living North Idaho Life, and we're going to talk a little bit about today in the Hayden area, and we're going to talk specifically about 5 reasons why you might want to reconsider or consider a move to the Hayden, Idaho area. So let's kind of dig in right now. As I look through and I think about all the questions I get asked, one of the most predominant questions that continues to come up is about diversity. You know, Hayden is a smaller, predominantly white community. It may lack the culture diversity of the larger cities. I shouldn't say may, it does. And this could be a factor to some individuals and who value a diverse social environment or seek opportunities to interact with people with different backgrounds. Now, because, and I'm doing this in October, so it's a beautiful fall day here. Hate Crime Awareness Month is October, so I wanted to bring up, because I do get asked quite a bit about the Aryan Nation, the white supremacy in the North Idaho area, what that looks like. Is that still a concern? What have we done about it? So let's talk real quick about that, and maybe you're newer to this awareness, but I wanted to just chat real quick about the Aryan Nation that was here in the Hayden, Idaho area. And just a little background for those that may not be that familiar with it. Founded in the 1970s, there was a man called Richard Butler, and he had a group that had a prominent presence in the area for a little while, promoting white supremacy ideology. But you know, there are a few factors that led to the decline of that. First of all was a lawsuit and financial ruin that in 2000, thank goodness, the Southern Poverty Law Center successfully sued the Aryan Nations for $6.3 million after some members assaulted a Native American woman. I'm part Native American myself, so that rings true with me a little bit. The lawsuit depleted the group's finances and forced the sale of the compound. This was, shortly after that in 2000, where they did. The compound was sold at a bankruptcy auction, and then it's all been plowed over, and they went in with bulldozers and knocked down the towers and the buildings, and actually, if I'm not mistaken, it was the 20 acres out there. This was all a little bit north of Hayden. Was purchased by North Idaho College. So I'm not quite sure what they're doing out there, but I'm glad to see the land is now being used for positive reasons instead of some of the negative ones. Leadership changes following Butler's death in 2004. There was disputes contribute to its decline, and also there was a lot of community opposition and law enforcement pressure that kind of forced the just the increased opposition from local community which made it difficult for the community to maintain a foothold in the area. Thank goodness. So glad to say that although there may still be some remnants of people there, I'm sure there are in all areas. It's hard not to go someplace and not have some kind of hate, as horrible as that is. But I'm glad to say that from my experience, that does not contribute to the ideology or thinking of probably 99.9% of the people that live here in the North Idaho area. So although there may be some, and I'm sure there are out and about, I do not see hate happening, thank goodness. But what was the ramifications of that? Well, I still get asked about it. And so the tarnished reputation of the city of Hayden was probably one of the biggest issues from that back in the day. Now, I didn't live here back then, when things when that was going on was more start in the 70s, and so it was more of the 80s and 90s that they were seeing that up here. And my understanding was they would have some protests and rallies which would kind of disrupt some of the economic, added to some economic losses for businesses. There was social division, just people, grappling with the idea of living in a place associated with extremism. And then, of course, the Aryan nations faced numerous legal challenges and lawsuits, which depleted their resources, and so ultimately led to the decline here. So thank goodness, I think I speak for most of North Idaho here that we don't support hate, and it's not what we want in our community, and hopefully we'll start to see more diversification as the word gets out. I mean, as you can see from some of these drone shots here of the Hayden Lake area, just beautiful area. Welcome for people that want to come here and get change their quality of life. So the number one reason, let me just recap, was the limited diversity, and so hopefully we're going to be able to overcome that up here. But I do know that is a concern at times. Number two, let's talk about the high cost of living, because everything has a high cost of living right now wherever you're at. The economy, inflation, and all those things are happening right now, and so just know that we feel it up here too. And although I don't think we have a much higher cost of living in a lot of the areas, than maybe a lot of other places, but where we're going to probably see the highest cost of living or where it affects is probably in our housing. And the issues we're having there is just, this became a very popular area, and we've had people that have, a lot of people move here, which has pushed our pricing up. As of right now, we're in 2024, and year to date right now, the average home sale is at $636,021. So it's about the same as last year. Those numbers didn't change much, but it grew significantly over the last few years. And within those numbers, as I look today, there's about 150 homes for sale in the Hayden area, and those range from what I could see from about a $35,000 mobile home in a park to up to about $12 million beautiful big home on the lake. So just kind of depends on what you're looking for. As you can imagine, if our average sale is around that $600,000, there's probably something that's going to fit your budget somewhere, but that is something to keep in mind. Those prices have really jumped up, and so that's something to think about. Well, housing prices gone up, and so has the rental prices. Supply and demand has pushed our housing up. There's not enough housing for sale, and so a lot of people have gone into renting, and a lot of people, because they can't afford to get into a home right now, or maybe they can't find what they're looking for, But rental is gonna, right now it's really hard to find something that's, in like a 3-bed, 2-bath is gonna start somewhere around that $2,000 a month range and go up from there depending on where you're gonna live at. Obviously anything closer to the lake, prices go up, but depending on how nice the unit is or, in location, you can probably find a few things underneath that. But what I found that most of the nicer properties that you're going to rent is going to be in that $2,000 to $3,000 range or a little higher. And so then depending on, if you need something bigger for a family, more rooms, or you want to be in a specific area that like on the lake or something, you're going to end up paying for it. So that's just something to keep in mind, that, the higher cost of living there. Let's talk about the third one, winter weather. I mean, we have beautiful summer weather. As you can see from the drone shots here, this was taken in the summer, and our summers are absolutely beautiful. As you can see there, not a cloud in the sky, a beautiful, water. Our temperatures, in June range from probably 60 to 80, 85. And then as we get in July, things really start to heat up. We will see temperatures up in that mid to, 90s up to low hundreds. And so it's not uncommon in July to have, days 100 to 105 and sometimes hotter. So those are great days to be out on the lake, obviously. August starts cooling off just a little bit. We're probably more back in those mid 90s, and then it starts cooling off where, September starts to cool down, and then October you're back into the probably 60s, and then as it, it'll start getting cooler. Now, the late fall, early spring is not my favorite. To me, it's cold, it's rainy, and it's not that pleasant. So that is something to consider. We do get a lot of people that come up and that, snowbirds where they come here in the summer and then they head off to warmer climates during the winter. So I don't blame them, so if that's you, just know that we can help you find something that works great for just coming up and enjoying those types of climates, weather. But we are a 4 seasons up here, and like I said, in the fall, it's absolutely beautiful. The tamaracks, pines turn to a golden brown. We get a lot of colors from, the trees as the leaves turn, and we get a really great late Indian summer, which makes it great if you like to do a lot of outdoor stuff, get out and hike and bike and some of those things. So keep that in mind. Number 4, let's talk about the limited job market. In Hayden, Idaho, the average salary is $38,000 a year. So, unless you're self-employed or specialized in some type of specialty with job, you're probably going to have a hard time in Hayden, finding something that you're going to grow with the company type thing and have that type of a job. So just keep that in mind. But there is pretty easy commuting. Most of the jobs for people, if you're not specialized, is going to be more in that hospitality, restaurant and that type of thing. It is an easy commute down into the Coeur Lane area, which, is going to probably offer a lot of those same types of jobs, but there's a lot of people who commute over to the Spokane area where there is a larger variety of jobs in the city there that allow for you to have more options. So, but just know in the city of Hayden it might be a little tough if you're coming to just get started between the high cost of homes and living and lack of jobs. It may be a tough place to get started. So just a little something to keep in mind. Probably number 5 is going to be the limited nightlife and entertainment. So Hayden is growing, which is nice, and we're starting to see some really good restaurants starting to pop up here in the area, and so that's nice. It is close enough to the Coeur d'Alene area, where, because Coeur d'Alene is a destination area. A lot of great restaurants. There is a nightlife downtown there, so if you're wanting to commute down into the downtown area, I know a lot of times people move to the Hayden area just to get out of that, resort environment, the crowds with the tourists and a lot of those things. And so sometimes you get down in there in the Coeur d'Alene area and it's hard to find, to get seated, or, for reservations, depending on what's going on, parking and all those types of things. So that might be why you're there in the Hayden area. We're also, like I said, commute into Spokane, but if you're not one wanting to travel, you wanted something close, Hayden's not going to offer a whole lot. There are some nightclubs, there are coffee shops, like I said, there are, restaurants, but if you're looking more for more of a vibrant nightlife, then you're probably going down into the Coeur d'Alene or over to Spokane. If you're looking for more culture, may it be plays or orchestras or ballets, that type of thing, you're not going to find it there in the Hayden area. You're going to the Spokane area. So just keep that in mind. If you're wanting to be close to certain types of entertainment, give us a call, shoot us a text. We're happy to talk to you about what to expect here in the Hayden area and the Coeur d'Alene area, North Idaho area. So we'd love to help you find, where you feel like you would be comfortable. But these were 5 reasons that I get, or concerns that I get from a variety of people. And if these are your concerns, feel free, like I said, call us, text us, book a Zoom call. We're happy to talk to you about it, let you know our feelings of exactly what's going on with some of these things, and if we can help out, please let us know. Thank you for watching the video. Leave us a like, share this with somebody that might be interested. Give us a comment on maybe what your concerns are, or if there's something I didn't touch upon, feel free to comment, and hopefully we'll catch up with you on the next video. And we're never too busy for you, so reach out with any of your questions. Thank you.